swing sounds of the big bands. Dad and his lad on Moorlands Radio.
We're back, splodging the airways with the most enormous amount of big band music.
This is the American Forces Network.
Well, the American
I love to say that. I love to say, hey, son, before we get on the air, going properly, you know what MG said to us, don't you?
MG? Yes,
MG.
big MG, yeah.
Big MG. He said, now we're the most sophisticated local radio station around. Announcers and presenters should wear dinner jackets. Where's yours?
Oh, well, mine doesn't fit anymore. I can't button it up, as you well know.
Is that the one with the kilt?
I'm not Scottish, you know. Prentice is a Scottish name, but...
hi.
No, but my name is England, so I don't care.
Mine's Granada from Spain. No.
Granada, yes. We've got the best of the big bands today for you, right here on Moorlands Radio, and we're back on the air in full power. We've been on and off today. I'm going to apologise a little bit for that, but the guys have been doing their best to get us back on full power. So well done, Tony. Well done, Paul. You've got us back, and we're cooking with gas now.
Just a little word or two about today's show. I thought we'd give the ladies a chance. So every other record's going to be a lovely lady for you to listen to and fellas drool about.
Sounds great. We're starting with this one.
It's Chattanooga Choo Choo by the BBC Radio Orchestra.
The BBC?
Step-aside partner, it's my day. Bend an ear and listen to my version of a really solid Tennessee excursion. Pardon me, boy, is that the Chattanooga Choo Choo?
Yes, yes, track 29.
Boy, you can give me a shine.
Ford to board the Chattanooga choo-choo.
I've got my fare
And just a trifle to spare.
You leave the Pennsylvania station about 3:45. Read a magazine and then you're in Baltimore.
Dinner in the diner, nothing could be finer
Than to have your ham and eggs in Carolina.
When you hear the whistle blow and 8 to the bar, then you'll know that Tennessee is not very far.
Shovel all the coal in, gotta keep it rolling.
Woo woo Chattanooga, there you are.
There's gonna be a certain party at the station.
Satin and lace,
I used to call Funny Face. She's gonna cry until I tell her that I'll never roam.
So Chattanooga choo-choo.
Won't you choo-choo me home?
Chattanooga, Chattanooga.
Get aboard, all aboard.
Chattanooga choo-choo.
Won't you choo-choo me home?
Chattanooga choo-choo.
We'll make that for Daniela and her husband who are looking after us today. Maybe.
Daniela likes sarsaparilla.
And things that are yellow. And,
So are you going to tell her?
you were saying that sounds very much like the Glenn Miller version.
Very, very close.
Mm. Well, it's funny. I was looking on the internet the other day, and it was all about conspiracy theories about Glenn Miller,
Yeah.
and they were saying there were some very interesting things that they like. For example, they didn't find the plane. Wasn't really found, that nobody can find the plane again, and there were stories knocking about that he'd actually been shot accidentally by our own side in a hotel in Paris.
Oh, well, wonder what he was doing in a hotel in Paris.
Well, it did say he was
Waiting for a
with a lady. But I mean, were there any rumours around that time?
Well, no, but did I tell you that his almost the last show, well, the very last show he did was in Bedford Corn Exchange.
All right.
But just before that, the London Palladium is going to come up quite a few times in our conversations. But we were doing our first show at the London Palladium with Geraldo and his orchestra.
Uh-huh.
And the boys of the Glenn Miller Band came back behind the scenes. I didn't know what giants they were of the music world. Anyway, we were the first act on the program, and we were getting ready to follow Geraldo, and we were, well, I'll say it again, we were going to follow Geraldo and start setting the next show. So we were down early, and guess who was in the front? Glenn Miller.
Ooh.
So he came up on stage and conducted a piece called Caribbean Clipper, which is a Glenn Miller piece, and I'm probably one of the few people alive that even remembers
Ever
that.
saw that?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't Geraldo's real name Gerald. I think it was actually. Yeah. But it doesn't sound very good. Gerald's orchestra.
You couldn't imagine like Fred Miller, can you?
No, Fred Miller and his band.
Yeah.
But there weren't any rumours at that time that I don't think
No,
it was all.
nothing at
This
all.
is it. He'd gone in the drink and
That was it. It was just a international tragedy.
yeah, great loss really.
Yeah.
But kind of amazing that it happened over here, not over in America. Isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
What's next,
well,
Daddy-O?
we have the lovely Sarah Vaughan, and she's going to sing us "What a Difference a Day Makes." And if this doesn't make you feel all gooey, I don't know what will.
Ooh.
What a difference a day made, 24 little hours, brought the sun and the flowers, where there used to be rain. a day makes. There's a rainbow before me. Skies above can't be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, that thrilling kiss, it's heaven when you find romance on your menu. What a difference a day made, and the difference is you. Difference a day made, 24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. My yesterday was blue, dear. Today I'm part of you, dear. My lonely nights are through, dear, since you said you were mine. What a difference a day makes. There's a rainbow before me. Skies above can't be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, that thrilling kiss, it's heaven when you find romance on your menu. What a difference a day made, and the difference is you.
I'll make that for everybody who's decorating at the moment, because we know somebody in Biddulph who is decorating and painting ceilings. So there you go, Barbara. That's
They
for
bend
you.
over backwards to paint a ceiling.
I was doing very well. You know, those ceilings pretty high. So
Yeah, I wanted to tell our listeners about the Moorlands Music Monday on the 20th of November. 7 to 9 p.m. We'll feature a live recording taken from Folk in the Park earlier on in the year. You'll enjoy that.
I'm sure you will do.
Moorlands Radio.
Experience a real taste of the Moorlands with the Queen of the Moorlands whiskey. Specially selected to reflect the area's ambience, this rich, sweet and warming 12-year-old single malt is the perfect gift celebrating the Staffordshire Moorlands. The Queen of the Moorlands whiskey is exclusively available at the Wine Shop, 22 Russell Street, Leek. Call Leek 382-408 or point and click to wineandwhiskey.com. The Wine Shop, purveyors of fine wine and malt whiskey.
I've just started my own business and things have gone really well since I called Fenetra Technology. Not only have they sorted out a great website, Fenetra Technology supplied everything I needed to get started. PC, printer, internet connections and email. The orders are now flooding in.
Fenetra Technology. Call Leek 399 992.
With the festive season around the corner, are you looking for that Christmas gift? Chaplins Menswear has everything you need for him to look great. Duck and Cover, Sonetti, French Connection, Lambretta, Ben Sherman and many others. Visit our second shop in Stanley Street, Leek for smart casual wear, suits and accessories. Chaplins also offer a complete hire service for weddings and special occasions. Look good in a dinner suit for that Christmas or New Year party. Chaplins Menswear. 2 locations in Stanley Street, Leek and High Street, Cheadle.
87.7 Moorlands Radio. The swing sounds of the big bands. Dad and his lad on Moorlands Radio.
Up soda pop Ricky to our heart's delight. Dance to swing real quickies, jukebox jukebox Saturday night. Goodman and Kaiser and Miller help to make things bright. Mixing hot licks, vanilla, jukebox Saturday night. They put nothing past us, me and Honeyland, making one Coke last us till it's time to scratch. Money we really don't need bad, we make out all right. Let me up, the guy beat that jukebox Saturday night. After sipping a soda, we got a scheme. Somebody else played the record machine. It's so easy to say pet names when you listen to the trumpet of Harry James. We love to hear that tenor croon whenever the ink spots sing a tune. If I didn't know why the roses grow, then I wouldn't know why the roses grow. Honey child, if I didn't know all the little things I supposed to know, then I sure wouldn't be one of them there ink spots. If I didn't know. Bo, 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 bo. Money, we really don't need it. We'll make out all right. Let me out, the guy feed that jukebox Saturday night.
You know, you hear these stories about, people that damage themselves or, end up in hospital with soft furnishings.
Yes, Nelson.
I just went to put the headphones on, and I held one, and I pulled the other one to put round my head, and it let go of it, and it bashed me in the head.
Can I change your name now?
What?
To Isaiah, one Isaiah than the other.
Oh dear. Tim came in.
Well, there's
and
laughter from outside.
Our producers, Tim came in and said, "Don't hurt yourself. We don't know where the first aid kit is."
Well,
that's health and safety for you.
Well, that was Glenn Miller and the American band of the AF, yes.
What's the AF stand for?
American Air Force. The Allied Expeditionary Forces.
Oh.
Well, that's a long time ago, before you were born, because your mother and I used to listen to that jukebox Saturday night, which was really another band's piece.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to listen to that, and I'd be in Glasgow, and she'd be in Blackpool, and not a very romantic thing to listen to together.
Because you were in different shows.
No, we were in different shows. That's right.
All over the place.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, is it all right from... as the senior here...
You're pulling age rank on me now, are you?
Yes. Well, it's rankism. That's what it is. Not religiousism and racism, it's rankism.
Go on, then.
Well, I have to say that we've doubled our listening audience in the United States of America.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Not just through the internet, then?
Just through the... Well, yeah, I think so. We have this lovely couple in California, the Millers, that we met, and also the Sanders family.
Not related to the Glenn Millers.
No. But I thought as we were playing an American piece, we could dedicate something to both of them, and hope that they enjoy it. The Sanders are now down in Florida. They're what they call snowbirds,
yes, we know about them, don't we? When it gets cold up north, they fly south.
That's right, and they stay down there. And in all the slot machines, it says, no Canadian money in these machines.
No foreign coins, please.
That's right. Anyway, so there you go. Now, it's Betty Grable and Put Your Arms Around Me, Honey. This is a vaudeville number.
we should have good fun with this one then.
All your might. Oh, babe, won't you roll them eyes? I just idolize. When they look at me, my heart begins to float. Then it starts rocking like a motorboat. Oh, I never knew any boy like you. Put your arms around me, honey, hold me tight. Huddle up and cuddle up with all your might. Oh, babe, won't you roll them eyes? I just idolize. When they look at me, my heart begins to float. Then it starts to rockin' like a motorboat. Oh, I never knew any boy like you.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, I've chosen that record because a little later on I'll be letting you listen to something else which will show you the contrast and how things changed over the years.
So that's kind of like vaudeville.
That's vaudeville
song,
variety,
isn't it?
yes,
Yeah.
that's right. You can tell by the orchestrations and the attack.
Well, I remember hearing a thing, actually it was on the saying that that variety preceded vaudeville in America, didn't it? And it
That's
was
right.
very disreputable
Oh, yes,
variety.
yes. Well, I was listening to a radio show the other night on a station that will not be named, but it was about
Doesn't matter, we will,
variety
yeah.
and vaudeville.
Yeah.
And apparently vaudeville, they took that name because it was more sophisticated and had a French connotation. Vaudeville.
Vaudeville. Well, you know how much the Americans love the French.
We know how much the French love the Americans. Yes, let's have some Liberty fries. Anyway, so to calm down from Betty Grable and her attack. Incidentally, do you know she was married to Harry James, the trumpet band leader?
Yes, I've heard of him. Yeah.
That was a big... I was so jealous when he married her because she's got lovely legs. But then I found a lady with even lovelier legs. So there we go.
Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe, I think it's the same thing, wasn't it?
That's
Yeah.
right. Now, this one's a real smoothie, and it's Duke Ellington playing Satin Doll.
I was sure I heard somebody going spring throughout that. But it's a live recording because sometimes the musicians mutter things, don't they?
Yes.
When they're playing.
Was it Kentner? Was it Louis Kentner, the pianist who used to sit on? He was a little fellow. Yeah. In the requests that came to the concert hall where I was working, used to be Mr. Kentner would like an adjustable piano stool and 2 telephone directors to sit on to raise him up. Yeah.
But I know that like sort of when people are playing tennis,
yes,
they can quite often they go ooh. Right. But musicians do that as well often, don't they?
That's right.
Noise
but not the brass section.
No. Well, they're too busy.
They say, "Where's the bob? Where's the bob?" I was reading the other day about a man who played the timps, I think, in the symphony orchestra, and he was so clever. If he only had a small part at the beginning of the piece, he could play his timps for the moment or two, and carry the beat of the music in his head, go outside into the pub next door, have a quick drink, and come back, and just in time to do it, because
that's amazing. I mean, the trumpet players, there's a famous thing. I worked with a brass player once, and he was saying, when they were doing sessions, like television sessions for Granada and places like that, that if it came to the break time, the trumpeter would play, and everybody knew it was to the pub, to the pub, to the pub, to the pub, to the pub.
Well,
what's next on our parade of hits?
Now we're. You remember we heard Betty Grable a little while ago. Now this is just to show how things changed over the years, and this is Marilyn Monroe. Ooh, we all say, "My heart belongs to Daddy."
Ooh, Daddy.
While tearing off a game of golf, I may make a play for the caddy, but when I do, I don't follow through, 'cause my heart belongs to Daddy. If I invite a boy some night to dine on my fine Finn and Hattie, I just adore his asking for more, but my heart belongs to Daddy. Yes, my heart belongs to Daddy. So I simply couldn't be bad. Yes, my heart belongs to Daddy. Dad, 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 dad. So I want to warn you, laddie, though I know that you're perfectly swell, that my heart belongs to Daddy, 'cause my Daddy, he treats it so. Ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da, 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 dee-da. Ba-da, dee-da. Ba-dee-da. Ba-da, dee-da, dee-da. While tearing off a game of golf, I may make a play for the caddy. But when I do, I don't follow through. Sugar-doo-ga-doo, ooh, daddy. If I invite a boy some night to cook up a fine enchilada, though Spanish rice is all very nice. Ba-da, 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 da-da. Yes, my heart belongs to my daddy, so I simply couldn't be bad. Yes, my heart belongs to my daddy. Da 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 da. So I want to warn you, laddie, though I know you're perfectly swell, that my heart belongs to my daddy. 'Cause daddy, my daddy, my little old daddy, he treats it so. Ow. That little old man, he just treats it so good.
What a lovely old man. Somebody likes him.
Which one of the Kennedys was that?
Hey!
Moorlands Radio Traffic and Travel, sponsored by Station Valeting, Brownlee's Industrial Estate, Knipersley. For all your valeting needs, call 01782 379 148.
Oh, yes, and we saw the cones on the way over from Biddulph today, and it's the A523 main route, Rudyard to Mac. It's closed due to an accident. So actually, if you're going towards Macclesfield and you turn off towards Rudyard, that was what was coned off towards Rudyard. That's the road, that's the baddie road. The heroes are outside. These are the guys who've managed to put us back on the air again properly. That's Tony, John, and even Mervin's turned up, so it's like an international summit here today.
MG's here, MG's
the
here.
big ones. Behave yourself.
Put your tie straight.
That's right. Dress up and look.
Put that empty cup
Clean your
underneath.
teeth.
That's right.
What we got as... I'm choking here. What have we got as a good treat for the next record you're going to play?
This is Corny Corner, but as we're starting up from a traffic news break, perhaps it's an appropriate one. A lot of people have heard this tune, particularly if they're over a certain age. They probably never heard all of it.
Yes, what my daddy would like to be, the housewife's choice.
Moorlands Radio. If you're looking for fashion at a fraction of the normal price, then the Slimmer Factory Shop is the place for you. For an evening out, a wedding, or that special occasion, we've got end-of-line and seconds bargains from all our own brands. And we stock the ever-popular Slimmer Slacks. We're open 9 to 5 from Tuesday to Friday and 9 to 3 on Saturday. Or call Leek 388-096 and bring your group for a super shopping spree during the day or early evening. And Slimmer will provide a contribution to your charity. The Slimmer Factory Shop, James Street Leek and Cross Street Cheadle.
It's Christmas time, so take a peek at Bridge End Garden Centre Leek for festive flowers, wreaths and swags, candles, baubles and gift bags. It's Christmas time, so take a peek at Bridge End Garden Centre Leek. Bridge End has all your garden needs. Pansies, baskets, tubs and trees. For children, it's a wonderland with toys galore for just £1. It's Christmas time, so take a peek at Bridge End Garden Centre Leek.
For parties, outdoor events, small concerts and PAs, Moorlands Radio has the answer. The new Moorlands Radio Soundstage is the complete solution for your next event. Whether it's a music concert or village fete, it's a self-contained mobile studio and covered stage. Perfect for small, medium and large outdoor events. We can even supply a sound system, compare and entertainment for your event. So make your next event special. Talk to us about hiring the Moorlands Radio Soundstage on 07766 986688. That's 07766 986688. The Moorlands Radio Soundstage.
87.7 Moorlands Radio.
What good is a melody? What good is music if it doesn't have a beat? Well, I mean, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-bop-do-bop-do-bop-ba-da-do-bop-ba-da-do-bop-ba-da-da. It don't mean a thing. All you got to do is swing. Do-bop-ba-da-do-bop-ba-da-do-bop-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da. Makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you've got. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-bop-do-bop-do-bop-ba-da-do-bop-ba-da-do-bop-ba-da-da. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It don't mean a thing. All you got to do is swing. Do-ba-da-do-ba-da-do-do-do-do-do. Ah, makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you've got. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Well, I mean, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. It don't mean a thing. All you got to do is swing. Makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you've got. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Don't mean a thing. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
It doesn't mean a thing unless it's got that swing. And what were you thinking about whilst that was playing?
I was thinking how frenetic it was. It's a bit,
it goes, doesn't it?
It's not getting undressed and getting into bed music at all, is it?
Music to make love to.
Well, yes, well, speak for yourself. I must say how much I like living in Leek. It's a lovely place, you know. You know, it reminds me of that television program I used to say, you know, and welcome to beautiful downtown Burbank. Well, we can say, welcome to beautiful downtown Leek. Well, there's the roundabout with all the flowers.
Yes.
And there's the pub up the road with all the flowers.
Unless the yacht boats have come and pulled out the plants.
That's right. We were just coming in. We're just admiring the old police station.
Yes,
what lovely character that has got.
Yeah. And why do they need one bigger than that? That's what I want to know. Because that great big thing that looks like MI5 headquarters, you know.
Particularly as they have to take anybody who's been naughty down to the Fountain Festival, the Festival Park.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think that one of the problems with Leek is we're too close to Stoke, really, aren't we? You know, and everybody's do it in Stoke, do it in Stoke, do it in Stoke.
Right, yeah.
And this is a lovely little town, this, and it should, you know.
Right.
And
when I said I was going to move here from Congleton, the doctor said to me, "What were you there for?" It's like stepping back into the past 20 years. That's just
what it was like. Yes,
just perfect. It's lovely.
Now you did tell me what track this was, and I forgot.
24. Just your age.
I was 23, so that wasn't bad, was it? Just my age.
This is slightly smoother and Well,
spread straight from the fridge.
Yes, that's right. Spread straight. I'll spray that again. Seem to be having quite a bit of Glenn Miller this afternoon, but I rather sometimes think that Glenn Miller's overexposed. Every time you see CDs or whatever, it's all Glenn Miller, Glenn Miller, Glenn Miller, memories of Glenn Miller, the classic Glenn Miller, which is very good, but it doesn't give the light and shade that you get having a variety of orchestras.
No,
so,
but we don't care. We're going to play him anyway. Yeah,
playing Lover.
We'll make that one for Nancy and Bill, who are listening in Biddle.
87.7 Moorlands Radio.
May I take your Wellers, Mom? One won't be needing those at Heaton House Farm.
The perfect venue for your wedding or special occasion. The exclusive marquee wedding barn with beautiful views can be tailored to suit your celebrations, whatever the weather.
After elegant dining in sumptuous surroundings,
this romantic venue swings into party mode with music and lighting to round off your perfect day.
It's the Moorlands' best-kept secret. Visit heatonhousefarm.co.uk or telephone 01260 226203.
This time of year is for celebrating, with parties here and there, presents to buy, and of course the Christmas meal. Why not go to the wine shop? They can help with all your holiday needs, from Christmas presents and drinks to corporate gifts to party refreshments. They have the wines and spirits you need. With hundreds of bottles of wine and spirits, they have something to suit any budget and taste. Call in and they'll recommend something for you. The Wine Shop, 22 Russell Street, Leek. Call Leek 382-408 or point and click to wineandwhiskey.com. The Wine Shop, purveyors of fine wine and malt whiskey.
Are you a head owner? Have you been refused cutting at other barbershops? Do you have CCJs, that's crew cut juniors, or even a bad comb rating? Do you want to consolidate your follicles into one easily manageable quiff? We can help. At Rogers Barbershops, we can restore your style and give you all the credit for your good looks. For immaculate grooming and a better, closer shave, come to Rogers Barbershop, South Bank Street, Leek. Telephone 01538 382322. Branch is also at Chell, Sneed Green, Mere and Smallthorne. No appointment necessary. Terms and conditions apply. Your head may be at risk if you do not keep up payments.
87.7 Moorlands Radio. Moorlands Radio.
That old black magic's got me in its spell. That old black magic that you weave so well. Those icy fingers up and down my spine. The same old witchcraft when your eyes meet mine. The same old tingle that I feel inside. And when that elevator starts to try, darling, down and down I go. Round and round I go like a leaf that's caught in the tide. I should stay away, but what can I do? I hear your name and I'm aflame with such a burning desire that only your kiss can put out the fire. You're the lover, you're the lover, you're the lover, you're the lover I have waited for. The mate that fate had me created for. And every time your lips meet mine, darling, down and down I go. Round and round I go in a spin. I'm loving the spin I'm in. I'm under that old black magic called love. Yes, I'm in a spin. I'm loving the spin I'm in. I'm under that old black magic called love. Got me spinning and spinning, spinning around like an elevator's going down in this magic black magic called
That old black magic.
That was the unmistakable voice of Ella Fitzgerald, a large lady in her latter years. Sadly, she had a leg off through diabetes, and
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yes.
she came to a very.
She was
sad end.
discovered in New York, wasn't she? In the what's the famous one? The famous music hall that they have for black artists. I've forgotten now.
Yeah. But funny enough, when you and I went to Harlem.
Oh, Harlem, that's it. Yes,
It's Harlem. I was expecting some sort of supersonic, really cool place. Mind, there is a piano statue of Duke Ellington up on a plinth.
Yeah,
amazing. But I thought it looked like Shepherd's Bush on a Friday.
I was surprised how well heeled it seemed to be. I was expecting somewhere sort of fairly down at heel, but it wasn't at all. It was.
Well, the very first time I was working in the 60s at the Corson Hall, Bristol, as a young. Well, I say fairly young, make-you-learn manager, and I was in the hall, the foyer, and the phone went. There's a phone booth there, and suddenly there was a I went and picked up the phone and said, "Hello, this is New York on the phone from, can we have it with Miss Ella Fitzgerald?" Ella Fitzgerald. So I said, go to her dressing room and take her and escort her. How do you like the sound effects? And I went and got her and brought her down. Lovely lady, charming. But I was so thrilled, I said to the girl on the other end, "What's it like in New York?" She said, "It's goddamn raining."
Coming up for the news now on Moorlands Radio, and who's this?
Russ Conway.
Russ Conway?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to find you a different band.
I thought he played the piano.
No, not Russ Conway.
Russ Abbott?
So tired of waiting for you. So tired of longing for you. Tired of waiting, saving my love for you. So tired of dreaming daydreams. So tired of only play schemes. Why don't you call me tonight, my dear? Tell me that your thoughts are all of me, sweetheart. All day long I wonder why we're far apart. So tired of dreaming of you. So tired of waiting for you. But though I'm tired, I'll wait forever, dear.
Stories. The breaking news. The breaking news. This is Moorlands Radio News.
It's 4 o'clock. I'm Rachel Fersman. A former Russian spy is seriously ill in hospital after allegedly being poisoned. 43-year-old Alexander Litvinenko has been living in exile in the UK and is thought to be an ex-colonel in the KGB. Police are investigating claims he was given thallium. Reporter Piers Hopkirk says it could have happened during a secret meeting at a London restaurant.
According to his wife, he fell seriously ill soon afterwards. He had kidney failure, his hair fell out, he lost the power of speech, and it's thought that he was exhibiting the classic symptoms of thallium poisoning.
Britain and Pakistan are forging new links in the fight against terror. Tony Blair's held talks with the country's president in Lahore. They've reached a deal on strengthening ties to tackle what Mr Blair has called the global struggle against Islamic extremism. The two leaders say restoring order in Afghanistan is a big priority, and President Musharraf answered accusations his country hasn't done enough in the past.
That should never be said, and that must never be thought. Our desires and our intentions are very, very clear. We have to fight terrorism and extremism. We have to fight the militant Taliban and defeat them.
Gunmen have kidnapped an Iraqi deputy health minister. Ammar al-Safar was taken from his home earlier today. John Reid's refusing to rule himself in or out of the contest for the Labour leadership. The Home Secretary says until Tony Blair has set a date for his departure, he won't reveal his plans. It's reported radical measures are being considered to tackle childhood obesity. The health watchdog could recommend surgery for severely overweight youngsters. It'll be aimed at those who've run out of treatment options. Stomach stapling could be offered as a last resort. But Dr. Sarah Jarvis says it's not always an easy procedure.
You're more at risk of malabsorption, of not getting the vitamins and minerals you need. You're more at risk of feeling extremely unwell if you eat too many meals. You're going to be very limited. It is absolutely not an easy option.
England's final warm-up match before the first Ashes test has ended in a draw. It was a frustrating final day for the pace bowlers who couldn't find a way past South Australia as they closed on 164 for 2. Ian Bell's century helped England to 415 in their first innings. He's relishing the chance to lead the attack.
I've obviously had a couple of goes at 3 and sort of moved up and down the order a little bit, so it's another opportunity to show people I can play and batter number 3. That's where I want to play for England. It's important for us as a unit to score as many runs as we can, but I'll go in and look forward to the challenge of batting 3 and enjoy it.
Aston Villa have missed out on going third in the Premiership after a goalless draw at Wigan. Tottenham's match at Blackburn is just getting underway. Rangers have beaten Hearts 1-0 in the SPL. Earlier, Ipswich beat local rivals Norwich 3-1 in the Championship. And in Rugby Union, Ireland take on Australia at Lansdowne Road. It's 3 minutes past 4.
Your Leek Post and Times newspaper. Leek's newspaper since 1870. Packed with local news, pictures, sport and entertainment. The Leek Post and Times. It's the paper read by local people. Telephone Leek 399 599.
Moorlands Radio weather, brought to you by Silverstone Builders Merchants, supplying all your building requirements, whether trade or do-it-yourself. Silverstone Builders Merchants. Call Chettleton 01538 361 260.
This evening will be cloudy with rain spreading from the west and some very strong winds overnight. The lowest temperature overnight will be around 7 Celsius or 45 degrees Fahrenheit in real money. Tomorrow will be mild with showers and sunny spells, but still windy.
The swing sounds of the big bands. Dad and his lad on Moorlands Radio.
Spot in town, starting out early every night with a brand new date. I'm on a honky-tonk merry-go-round, acting like a foolish clown, still racing those blues that you left with me, wondering if I'll ever be free. Round and around I go, riding high and feeling low, around and around just like a top. While I'm getting dizzy, but I can't stop. I'm on a honky-tonk merry-go-round, acting like a foolish clown, still racing those blues that you left with me, wondering if I'll ever be free. Still racing those blues that you left with me, wondering if I'll ever be free. Yes, I'm wondering if I'll ever be free.
The old honky-tonk merry-go-round.
Oh, son, you let me read the news. The weather.
Let you read the weather. What more do you want?
Well, I've got a flash here, a weather flash.
Go on.
It said that tomorrow will be muggy, followed by tuggy, weggy, thuggy, and fraggy.
Now, I have heard that since age of 5.
Everybody, cry your heart out. Cry your heart out.
I think I've heard that more than the sun's burning your eyes out. Gotta get up, it's morning. Come on, gotta get to school now.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
God.
For some foul reason. Oh, it's terrible. It gets worse.
Right.
Now, here we're going to have Ingrid Bergman and Dooley Wilson. Now, it's not a name.
Ah, no, Dooley Wilson played the piano
yes.
in Play It Again.
That's it. As time goes by in Casablanca. Now, I've seen 2 or 3 ends to that.
The same film?
The film, yes. In one, the plane takes off and Humphrey Bogart turns around and runs or something, and bang, 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 he's shot dead. And another one, Claude Rains comes up to him and puts his hand on his shoulder and says, "Come with me." And they walk away together, almost arm in arm, and saying, "I think this could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship," which is the ending I rather prefer. Because Claude Rains was as a really gay chap.
Yeah, well, you want to keep on that subject. I got into trouble last time with that. But, the interesting thing is that apparently that film... they pretty much ad-libbed it. I mean, they not ad-libbed it, but they didn't know where it was going, and they didn't think it was going to be a good film, and it was very, they went away from it thinking, oh, well, what a
I can remember
waste of time
it came out during the war, and I can remember going to a little cinema on Shepherd's Bush Green, and the queue was right around the cinema, and we waited the whole programme round to go in.
What, for the whole length of the film?
Hours. Yeah, for that and another film. You've always got to have 2 films in those days.
Yeah.
But to me, it's interesting to hear the voices of Ingrid Bergman and Dooley Wilson, and even Humphrey Bogart comes into it. But
I didn't know he could sing.
He can't, but boy, what a voice. And he was apparently only a very small chap. Yeah, they had to sort of stand on a box to kiss the Ingrid Bergman.
Play it once, Sam. For all time's sake.
I don't know what you mean, Miss Elsa.
Play it, Sam. Play as time goes by.
Oh, I can't remember it, Miss Elsa. I'm a little rusty on it.
I'll hum it for you. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Sing it, Sam.
You must remember this. A kiss is just a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time goes by. And when 2 lovers woo, they still say I love you. On that you can rely. No matter what the future brings as time goes by.
Sam, I thought I told you never to play.
It appears to be a kettle drum. Yes, I think this is the orchestral
Let's take you to
version
the
of
back row of the pictures.
You'll regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but you'll regret it. That's just about the worst impersonation I've ever done. Well, there we go. That's the famous, the infamous almost scene from Casablanca.
Actually, my wife was saying the other day to someone, so-and-so and so-and-so, it was like the African Queen, and they'd never heard of it. Amazing.
Yes, that's another Humphrey Bogart.
Oh, that's
isn't it?
Well, a character,
Catherine Hepburn.
That's right. Yeah, Catherine Hepburn. Morecambe and Wise stories.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, during the war, when I very first started work was in the war anyway. I was the schools had all closed down and everything.
Did they close the schools then during the war?
Well, yeah. Well, they were full of evacuees. Anyway, when I first started working with my parents, we went to do a thing called Theatre War Services Council, which was professional artists, not like ENSA, every night something awful, ESNSA, but Theatre War Services Council. And we went around touring the north of the country, around Northallerton and Ripon and those places, and playing the Air Force, the British Air Force bases and army camps. And on the programme were Morecambe and Wise. So after the show, it was a bit of a tradition that the artists would all be invited over to the officers' mess or to the sergeant's mess if the show hadn't gone that well. And anyway, and during the course of the evening and the conviviality of the occasion, they would ask artists if they would like to do something for them. And Billy Scott Coomer, who I think is now dead, and one or two other acts who could sing, or the comedians had routines. And Morecambe and Wise, poor souls, they'd only been in the business 5 minutes. Well, they'd been in the business a long time, but only been partners quite a short time. Only had one act, so they had to do the act, but they'd already done what, they had to do it again.
And everybody knew the jokes.
That's right, everybody knew the jokes, so they were playing around, so they are. It isn't easy. To be an overnight discovery, you have to work 20 years beforehand to be discovered.
Get out of that.
Yes.
What have we got next? This sounds like 20th Century Fox.
Business like show.
This is Frank Sinatra and
no business I know.
There's no business like show
Doris
business.
Day.
Doris Day. Well, fantastic.
Everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere could you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bow.
There's no people like show people. They smile when they are low.
Even with a turkey that you know will fold, you may be stranded out in the cold. Still you wouldn't change it for a sack of gold. Let's go on with the show. The butcher, the baker, the grocer, the clerk are secretly unhappy men because the butcher, the grocer, and the clerk get paid for what they do, but no applause. They'd gladly bid their dreary jobs goodbye for anything theatrical, and why? Why? There's no business like show business, like no business I know.
You get word before the show started that your father died at dawn.
Top of that, your pa and ma have parted. You're broken-hearted, but you go on. There's no people like show people. They smile when they are low. Yesterday they told you you would not go far. That night you opened, and there you are.
Next day on your dressing room they've hung a star.
Let's go on with the show.
Steve England and Peter Granada.
Moorlands Radio.
Den Engel, Leek's speciality Belgian beer bar. We stock 11 draft Belgian beers, 120 bottled Belgian beers, and 40 flavoured gins. Feeling festive, our St. Nicholas Christmas beers arrive on the 6th of December. We have smoking and non-smoking bars, waiter service, and we're Euro-friendly. Spend them at Den Engel and join our customer loyalty scheme. The more you spend, the more you save. Home to Leek Cycling Club, courtesy of Den Engel. With friendly and knowledgeable staff, Den Engel is not just another drink, it's a whole new experience. Restaurant offering Flemish cooking. And now available beer baskets for that unusual gift. Visit Den Engel on Stanley Street, Leek.
If you're looking to change your car, why not try your local business with over 200 cars in group stock, ranging from £2,000 to £30,000, and with all vehicles benefiting from a 12-month warranty when you mention this advert. It's a great time to come and see us at Premier Garage, Broad Street, Leek, or go online at premiergarage.co.uk and have a look at all our quality used vehicles. And don't forget, Premier Garage also service and MOT all makes and models of vehicles at competitive rates. Telephone Leek 399 499.
Is getting about becoming that little bit more difficult? Having a bath or shower worrying you in case you slip? Then talk to Abbey Services Mobility. We have everything to make things easier for you. Riser recliner chairs, adjustable beds, hoist, lifts, scooter and wheelchairs. The fear of slipping in the bath or shower can be a thing of the past. We have level access showers, walk-in baths. In fact, we carry a full range of mobility equipment and we are Motability accredited. So call us now on free phone 0800 542 6690 and talk to us. We're a family business that cares.
87.7 Moorlands Radio.
I've got a difficulty slipping when I'm getting in and out of the bath, but that's usually after I've had a couple of glasses of wine, actually. You were going to tell me something very important.
Well, I was just going to say something about this next record, because I think this is one of the most unusual big band records, tremendous introduction, and it goes so smooth afterwards. It's Tommy Dorsey, and can you believe it, The Sunny Side of the Street.
leave your worries, leave 'em on the doorstep. Life's sweet, just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Hop on that pitter-pat, you know that happy tune is my step. Life's alright if you dig that beat on the sunny side of the street. Used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade. and sunny, sunny, the height of the street.
Well, you know, there's a very famous recording of, I was going to say Jack D. His name went out of my head for a moment. Simon D.
Yes.
Opening Radio Caroline, and he starts playing the instrumental version of that. Exactly the same arrangement.
Yeah.
It says, "This is Radio Caroline on 199. Let's tell you now that we've been broadcasting here 24 hours a day." Because when Radio Caroline first started up, it was kind of like a jazzy kind of station. It didn't play an awful lot of rock and roll. People tend to forget that. It played Ella Fitzgerald and the Frank Sinatra and those kind of artists.
Do you remember when you were a boy, when I was working at Folkestone, you were still at school, money was a bit tight, and we talked to the children. I had a week's leave coming up, and we said to each of the children, Dorothy and I said to each of the children, you can choose a day to do whatever you like.
I remember that.
Your sister Paula chose to go to Hastings to look at the caves. Your brother Richard chose to go to Deal fishing on the pier, never knowing that I was going to be the entertainment manager there.
Deal,
He could have had gone on the pier any time for nothing. And you chose, of all things, to go to Clacton to go round a pirate radio ship.
Well, that's it. Well, I had you're quite right. I had heard that there was a thing called the Viking Saga.
Yes.
That took people out and went round the ship. Well, when we wrote, you said you better write to the entertainments manager there, or the tourist
Publicity,
information.
the tourism, yes.
And they said, oh yes, it goes out every day. Blah 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 blah. No problem. We got there and the ship wasn't sailing.
Ah.
Do you remember? I don't know if you probably don't remember that.
No.
But there was another ship that went out, and that's the ship. And I think Richard went with me, my brother.
That's right. And I think you said that the DJs waved to you, and you were
thrilled. Right, yeah.
Oh, as pleased as sixpence. So
yeah.
Your mother and I chose to take you all to Boulogne for the day because we were in Folkestone.
Close to France.
Across, and I never brought any duty-free back. I couldn't afford any. But, however, we had the most wonderful week's holiday.
That was the best holiday that we ever had,
as a
wasn't
family,
it?
yes.
And little did I know on that little tiny, ship that was taking us out there that in probably something like 8 years I will be working on that ship.
Amazing.
on the Mi Amigo.
Yeah, amazing how things go around in circles.
It is very strange.
Now, our next lady singer, again, a different style. This is a lady I personally never worked with, but whilst I was doing my national service in the army, your mother was touring with the family and doing a great job, and she worked with Lena Horne. Wow, that's something I really wish that I had been there. And she's going to sing Love Me or Leave Me.
You love me or leave me or let me be lonely. You won't believe me, but I love you only. I'd rather be lonely than happy with somebody else. You might find the nighttime the right time for kissing, but nighttime is my time for just reminiscing, regretting instead of forgetting with somebody else. There'll be no one unless that someone is you. I intend to be independently blue. I want your love, but I don't want to borrow. To have it today and to give back tomorrow. All my love is your love and no love for nobody else. is your love and no love for nobody else.
Moorlands Radio Traffic and Travel, sponsored by Station Valeting, Brownlee's Industrial Estate, Knipersley. For all your valeting needs, call 01782 379 148.
I've never needed a station to be valeted, so I've never been there. I'm sure they do a great job on cars as well as stations. Just to let you know that the problem that we had on the A523, the main route, Rudyard, on the Macclesfield Road, it was all coned off when I was coming over from Biddulph today. That is all cleared now, all sorted out, and there's no problem at all on that. So there we go. And
fancy revealing you come from Biddulph. That's amazing. There'll be hordes of teenagers screaming and running around Biddulph saying, "Where does he live? Where does Steve England live?" Ooh, ooh, ooh.
As if, yeah. Well,
anyway.
But talking about Rudyard, what about the? We went to the fireworks, didn't we? Yeah. And I tell you what, I don't know about you, but I was really disappointed that they didn't have a bonfire. And apparently, it's all health and safety.
Well, I can't understand why they could take that attitude about it. Because if it had been me as an entertainment manager, I would have had a bonfire built on a raft, set fire to it and towed it out until it burned itself out. Now, who's going to get hurt there with it several hundred yards away?
It really is a shame that so many things have gone under this health and safety kind of empire.
If you can put a man on the moon, you can do that, surely to goodness.
Well, usually
it's not rocket science.
What women say is, you can put a man on the moon, why can't you put all of them on the moon?
Am I to make this...
yes, you have a special announcement, I believe.
Oh, yay, oh, yay. All
yeah.
Gather ye round and listen to this. It's Art at the Arms, which is a non-profit-making community art project. It's been running since July 2005. It promotes the work of local artists by displaying their work in the dining area of the Biddulph Arms, Congleton Road, Biddulph. Displays are changed every couple of weeks, and there's some very successful exhibitions go on there. Anyone's interested, give your details to Diane, who is on 01782 513-129, and we wish them all the best of luck. We'd like to encourage local artists.
I think so. There's a lot of good local artists, actually.
Right.
They used to have the mill that's now become the Indian restaurant. There used to be a big art exhibition there on a regular basis. We used to get invited. It was very nice.
Yes. Talking about art and theatres and things like that, I'm a little concerned about the things I read in the local paper about the way they're developing the local community centre theatre, being a non-proscenium arch thing. That's one of the halls I used to manage, the last one I managed. It's so expensive and so labour-intensive if you have to build a proscenium arch each time you've got to put a show on. Yeah. So,
well, there's a lot of theatre in the round now, isn't there? But
I don't personally like it a lot.
No, I think the production has to be made for that.
Yes.
And quite often what you're looking at is an actor's back.
That's right.
And they used to say, never turn your back to the audience. That was one of the main rules.
And also, if something happens beyond the actors, it might be sort of somebody coming back from the restroom and tripping down the stairs, and the attention's all gone.
Because not everybody's looking in the same.
That's right.
I like the Matcham theatres, like the Buxton
Oh, isn't that a wonderful theatre?
Wonderful. Built by Fred Matcham, I believe.
Yeah. Actually, I can remember before the war, my mother and father working there. I must have been about 9. And I can even remember a couple of acts on the bill. One was a fellow called Joe Hastings as a ventriloquist, and he was wonderful. He used to come on as Dick Turpin, and there was the dummy sitting there, and his head going from side to side, and it was made to go from his head was made to go from side to side by a gramophone going round and round. It just sort of kept turning the head, and he walked up to it and said, "Have you seen the Bow Street Runners?" Wonderful idea. These people had such creative ideas. And Georgie Wood, who afterwards became a great friend of mine. I met him as a very little boy, went to ask for his autograph in Peterborough, and said, "Please, Mr. Wood," because he was a big, big star, Georgie Wood. and please, Mr. Wood, may I have your autograph? And he gave me a lovely signed picture, and I went away happy as ninepence. But later in the week, he came along, knocked on my mother and father's dressing room door, and there I was. And he said, "Is Peter here?" Yes. And he came and he said, "Peter, you're such a polite little boy. Here's £5 for you." And here's another one, and another one, and another one. He eventually gave me 10 shillings. I'd never had 10 shillings. Oh, boy, that's fabulous. Mind you, I was brought up with a thrift streak. I was always made to save half of anything that was given to me. I always thought that was a pretty good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing to do.
If somebody gives a child a £5 note today, well, put £2.50 in the bank.
They want to spend it. It burns a hole in their pocket.
Oh, yes.
Talk about autograph books. I was looking through an autograph book because, of course, I used to travel round with Nanny and Grandad, your mum and dad, and whoever was on the bill, I'd ask them to sign it. I was looking through it the other day, and it said, "To a lovely little lad from Larry Grayson."
Oh,
Harry James, You Made Me Love You. We'll make that especially for our producers out there, keeping us. Brought in some sweeties for us and some tea.
I'm on a diet.
Oh, right. Sorry. I didn't mean to tell the world. Right. Okay. Right.
No longer need to put up with high fuel bills. Have your car converted to gas and enjoy fuel bills from as little as 36 pence per litre. Gas is environmentally friendly and gives a significantly longer life to oil and plugs due to being a cleaner fuel. All it takes is 1 week of your car's time. We also do MOTs, servicing, clutches, brakes and electronic diagnostics. Come to CAR where we care for your car. So to get the best of everything, call at Crusoe Autos, Burton Street, Leek, or ring Leek 399 377 and talk to Alison or Fraser.
Looking for a reliable company to design, manufacture and install all types of galvanized fencing, ranging from ornamental ironwork or electric gates to security grills, staircases, fabrication work, plus all types of timber fencing? Then look no further. At J&G, with 25 years experience supplying local authorities, industrial and domestic clientele, our expertly crafted products are all backed up by our full maintenance service. Call into Unit 9 Basford Lane Industrial Estate Leek or online at jgfencing.co.uk. Call 01538 387 858 for a free quotation.
Does the thought of replacing your old carpets leave you feeling all threadbare and frayed at the edges? Then pay a visit to Moorlands Carpets, 15 Ball Hay Street, Leek. At Moorlands Carpets and Vinyls, you get more. More choice, more service, more value for money. And they also have more than 25 years experience in the business to help you to make the right choice. So call in and see us today or ring Leek 373219 for more ways to save money. Go on, you know you want to.
Moorlands Radio. Steve England and Peter Granada on Moorlands Radio.
How big was that band? I thought this was supposed to be big band.
Yeah, well, I just guess I love that music. I love that line. You can't get a design in the Kmart line. Well, you know, if you hadn't been to the States or didn't know about Kmart, it was sort of like a rather like another store that we have here in Leek. And, it's only much bigger and have a vaster range.
Home and Colonial.
I was going to say Wilkinson's.
Well, you could say that.
Do they advertise? Do they advertise with us?
They don't, unfortunately.
Oh,
but
Wilkinson's
they
should do. That's right. But I love that line. You can't get design in the Kmart line. That's all there is to that. It's terrific.
I was watching the Dukes of Hazzard yesterday.
My God, you must have been stuck.
Rascal P. Coltrane.
How's the dog Flash?
The dog Flash?
The dog Flash.
Oh,
the
Flash
dog's
in the...
name.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yes, your son.
Oh, he knows everything. I mean, he told me the other day. Apparently, they have a thing called Hazard. What's it called? Duke celebration, and it's kind of like a Dukes of Hazard
fan club.
Well, no, it's like they all get together and they have these General Lees they can fly around in and everything.
Yeah.
Duke Fest. That's it. Duke Fest. We keep on thinking of sending him there.
Yeah. Well, a lovely present that would be for him, though, wouldn't it?
It would, yes, yeah. Well, don't tell him, I think.
Yeah. Well, now, this next piece that we have is Tommy Dorsey playing I'm Getting Sentimental Over You. The thing is that, sadly, this particular track has been lovingly cleaned with some Brillo or something. It's slightly crackly, but he was one of the finest trombone players there ever was.
You know, one of the worst channels on Sky is a thing that used to be called Classics TV, and they played the James Boys film, but it was the worst print you've ever seen of it, you know, and everything was out of focus. I think it's actually gone off air now. It's called the Bonanza channel, and it plays nothing but Bonanza back to back. There's some very strange channels on Sky, but anyway, that was the story which they made a film of, didn't they? Of the two James brothers.
That's right. That's right. The I think I should mention this fan letter we got. No, it's really nice. It's from Johnny B, and he just says he's really enjoyed the show. This is not his usual style of listening, but he's enjoyed it, so that's wonderful. Thank you very much, Johnny B. We appreciate it, and we'll be able now to ask MG for a rise in our salary.
Double it.
What's twice nothing?
No, nothing is nothing, I think.
Yeah, but what about the commission for Johnny B? He gets 10% of nothing. Well, however.
Well, you know, I mean, the main thing is, I mean, what Moorlands Radio is trying to do is to sort of, you know, provide a kind of service that nobody else is providing. Because
this is very personalised.
Being associated with the radio industry, as I have done for many, many years, it's been very, very sad to see the way that it's gone. Yeah. And nowadays, virtually everything that gets on air on all the stations is decided by somebody who's head of a group of maybe 30 radio stations, and it's done. Everything that's played is auditorium tested. Everything that they do, you know, has to be approved first. The whole of the radio industry is virtually run by accountants now, with a few exceptions.
And local government too.
Well, it's you know, it's just the way things go, you know, and it
instant experts on everything.
What is basically a creative medium and a very interesting medium has been sort of, you know, made into to like this bland stuff that will appeal to most people. They don't really want good characters and interesting people. They'd rather have mediocre figures that will be okay, rather than deal with people who might be a bit maverick. Yeah. And I think it's a real shame that that's gone out of radio, because radio is just so much fun. Yeah. And anyway, Johnny B, thank you very much. Appreciate what we're
really
doing. Even if you don't like the music, there's always something different. You never know what's going to happen next on Moorlands Radio.
Well, I'm going to ask you now. There's going to be a prize for whoever can guess who is the male singer on this next piece.
But we're going to keep them waiting for a second.
Okay.
Because we've got to pay some bills. And we will certainly play them, yeah.
87.7 Moorlands Radio. Moorlands Radio. Your dinner's in the oven, Doc.
Oh, no, not one of her steak pies. Oh, I thought we'd go to the Lazy Trout for dinner.
Why? What's wrong with my steak pie?
Oh, nothing, dear. Just thought, well, you know, how much you like their homemade Bakewell tarts. Besides, I just fancy a nice cold...
Yes?
Beer.
The Lazy Trout, Meerbrook, where delicious homemade meals, a warm welcome, and a cold beer are all on the menu. Go on, get out, try the Lazy Trout. Telephone Meerbrook 300-385.
Step back in time and enter the world of Edwardian charm.
Do let's go in. Look at the pretty dolls, Charlotte, and those adorable bears. Such unusual gifts and so much to choose from. We will certainly find Mama the best present she's ever set eyes upon. Oh, Charlotte, look, I do believe that is the most wondrous display of Christmas decorations I have ever seen.
Reflect on a bygone age and feel the nostalgia at Edwardian Charm, Market Street, Leek, or telephone 01538 384 384.
Experience a real taste of the Moorlands with the Queen of the Moorlands whiskey. Specially selected to reflect the area's ambience, this rich, sweet and warming 12-year-old single malt is the perfect gift celebrating the Staffordshire Moorlands. The Queen of the Moorlands whiskey is exclusively available at the Wine Shop, 22 Russell Street, Leek. Call Leek 382-408 or point and click to wineandwhiskey.com. The Wine Shop, purveyors of fine wine and malt whiskey.
I know too well that I'm just wasting precious time in thinking such a thing could be, that you could ever care for me. I'm sure you'll hate to hear but grant me just the same. I'm not entirely to blame, for you'd be so easy to love, so easy to idolize, all others above, so worth the yearning for, so swell to keep any home fire burning for. We'd be so grand at the game, so carefree together, that it does seem a shame that you can't see your future with me, 'cause you'd be all so easy to love. The yearning for, so swell to keep any home fire burning for. Oh, how we bloom, how we thrive in a cottage for two, or even 3, 4 or 5. So try to see your future with me, 'cause they'd be so easy to
That's it.
Yes, he sort of disappears into the sunset, doesn't it?
That's right,
a
yeah.
fade out.
Yes. I was going to say, I'm going to put our listener out of his agony. The singer, the male singer in that. Will you give it?
Stop rattling your record
sorry.
things.
That's the next one. Was James Stewart.
I didn't know James Stewart could sing.
He can't.
He obviously can't from the sound of that.
And Eleanor Powell, sort of a B picture Judy Garland.
Yeah.
She was very good. She was very good. However, now this one is punishment for those who like real big bands. And you listen and see if you can judge whose band it is.
Well, we're not going to play it yet.
Oh, aren't you?
No, because if I play it, it'll run out before the news.
Oh, I see.
So you better think of something else to say, you know.
Well, I could go on again about Morecambe and Wise, but I've worked with a lot of other people's. Morecambe and Wise, well, when we were lads together, they were just a little bit older than me, we were playing Ripon, and we did the sort of thing that boys do. We climbed into a woods, you know, where trees are, woods. And we went rushing through the woods, shouting and screaming and yelling. And all of a sudden, there was a sheer drop into a quarry with no fence around it or anything. And I was actually in the lead, so I put my arms out and stopped the boys. So there nearly was no Morecambe and Wise.
Wow. Bartholomew, his name, wasn't it?
Squelch. Yeah.
Eric's name was Bartholomew.
He was naturally like that. He had to work at it, but, you know, what he did on the television and the radio was just an enlargement of his own personality.
Of his own personality,
That's right.
I mean, the best comedians are like that,
That's
aren't
right,
they?
yes. Tommy Cooper was a bit like that. But the boys were trying to learn to play the clarinet and the guitar. I forget who was trying to learn which. But we all shared a room in these hostels. They were very nice hostels, but there you go.
What I think Ernie's name was Wiseman, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I think did he play the violin or something? Wasn't he on stage playing the violin? I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, no, I can't. But I don't know, son, I don't know.
I thought you knew everything.
No.
Keep talking. We've still We've got a minute. We've got a record that's 3 minutes 12 here, and it's 4:56. So yes, well, I could talk instead.
Right. Well, tell me, son. How's business?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. No, it's fine at the moment. Everything is fine. I think we're like most businesses, and just talking generally, because a lot of businesses in Leek, this lead up to Christmas is a very important period of time for most businesses, isn't it? Because in fact, some of the big stores and so on, they make all their profit in the last 2 months before Christmas.
I can believe that,
which is astonishing. The rest of the year they're breaking even or even losing money, and so this is an intensely
absolutely vital.
And for advertising too, so if you're listening out there and you're thinking of advertising on Moorlands Radio, then please get in touch with us. Yeah. The number is 01538 388 335, because I think they've still got 1 or 2 advertising slots ready for the next couple of...
Yes, I'm so pleased that we're back on the air and that Moorlands Radio is back on the air.
I am too. Let's have another record. Well, we might as well say goodbye, because this will be the last one, I think.
What about our fade-out tune?
Oh, you're not going to get that today.
Oh, dear.
This will be your fade-out tune.
Give me the CD back there.
Fade him out, fade him out.
This is Moorlands Radio News.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm Rachel Fasman. A friend of a former Russian security agent allegedly poisoned in London says he's seriously ill.